A prisoner sat in his cell for years. He polished his chains until they shone. He told himself, "This is simply how life is." And then one day, something shifted. Not the chains, not the cell, something inside him. The Stoics called it Amor Fati, love of fate, not resignation, not defeat, but a radical embrace of everything that has already happened. The Bhagavad Gita carries the same current. Act fully in the present. Release your grip on what is already written. Buddhism names it acceptance, the first honest step before any real change becomes possible. These three traditions, separated by centuries and continents, arrived at the same quiet truth. Here is what makes this teaching alive. The prisoner in his cell is not a metaphor for someone else. You have sat with this feeling. Most of us have. We carry old wounds, old failures, old versions of ourselves, and we either fight them endlessly or we polish them until they feel like identity. The ancient teachers watched this pattern in their students. They noticed that the ones who raged against their past spent all their fire on ash, and the ones who simply collapsed into it never moved at all. The path they pointed to was narrower and stranger. Accept what is already done, completely, the way a river accepts the shape of the valley it flows through. Then, from that stillness, begin. Or perhaps stillness is not quite the right word. The tradition calls it something closer to clarity. Three things live inside this teaching. First, what has happened is not the same as what you are. The past is fixed. You are not. Second, resistance to fate is not strength. It is friction. It burns energy that belongs to your becoming. Third, accepting where you stand is not the same as accepting where you will go. The ground beneath your feet is given. The direction of your next step is yours entirely. And in that space between those two truths, everything opens. Each morning, before the day asks anything of you, sit for one breath. Name one thing from your past you have been quietly fighting. Then say, simply, "This happened. It is part of the ground I stand on. Now, what do I build?" That is the whole practice. One breath, one honest word, one forward step. If this brought you a moment of stillness, subscribe and walk this path with us. The prisoner who loved his chains did not break free by hating them. He broke free the morning he finally stopped pretending they were not there.